Hey everyone, welcome to The Leader's Edge. I'm your host, Steve Steele, where we dive into insights and principles that will supercharge your leadership and ignite your personal growth. Whether you're a budding entrepreneur, a leader navigating change, or even a seasoned pro, this show's for you. Each episode is packed with practical strategies designed to elevate your mindset and amplify your leadership impact. So get ready for actionable tips that you can put into practice immediately. And a huge shout out to all of our amazing listeners. Thank you for your unwavering support. So let's get started and unlock your true potential. Today, my guests are people that are local right here in the Fort Worth area. Wesley and Krystal Ladda, known as Ladda and KLadda, are married entrepreneurs and fitness professionals based here in Fort Worth. They co-own Fit Body Boot Camp in North Richland Hills, where they empower individuals to transform their health through dynamic 30-minute group training sessions. As a husband and wife team, they founded Ladda to Greatness, creating the faith-based LADDA Framework to help married entrepreneurs balance their businesses with family and personal well-being. Having navigated significant challenges in their own journey, they are dedicated to helping others overcome adversity and pursue their God-given visions. Their mission is to promote stronger lives through faith, resilience, and personal growth. Through speaking and coaching and mentorship, they provide practical tools for individuals and couples to lead with purpose and achieve lasting transformation. Outside of work, they enjoy family time and inspiring others to turn their challenges into opportunities for greatness. Welcome from the green room, my friends, Wesley and Krystal Ladda. Hey guys,
everybody.
there you are.
What's up, America?
Hey guys, it's been, wow. How long has it been, Krystal, since we talked about this? It's been a while, hasn't it?
It's been a couple of months, like definitely earlier this year.
Yeah, because I saw you at a networking event and I heard what you were sharing and I got up immediately, first one up, and said, hey, I'm going to have a personal invite for Krystal and Wesley to come to my show, The Leader's Edge, and share with us what you guys are doing. And I'm telling you what, it was an amazing talk. I appreciate it all. And we're here today to talk about some of those particular things. And I know you've got some new stuff too I want to talk about as well. So it's really cool. And we're going to be, going through the process for, one of the things that I really loved about when you were talking is at the very beginning of your talk, you kind of gave us a little bit of your story. And, here on The Leader's Edge, one of the things that we really like to do is really hear the background of people, because where they come from and where they are today and how they got there, because there's so many people out there that struggle with those kind of things. How do I get from point A to point B? And you never know who you're talking to.
Right.
So, Krystal, I'll let you start out, and then we'll get Wesley. Wesley, just jump in whenever you feel comfortable, because this show's just going to have a conversation here. Okay?
No problem.
Krystal, start us out. Where did all this start? Where'd you come from? What's going on? How did you get here where you're at?
Where did I come from? I came from heaven.
There you go. That's right. That's right.
No, I'm originally from the Maryland, DC area. That's where I was born and raised. I went to the fast forward, of course, but went to the military. I served in the Air Force for a few years. After that, got out, moved to Charlotte to go to school, and met this guy right here at church. Actually, yeah, we were going to the same church and met him. First time I seen him, he was on stage singing.
Wow, singer.
Yeah. I like to jokingly say he just fell head over heels when he see me.
There you go.
But fast forward, we got married and all the things, right? And then we decided to relocate to the Fort Worth area of Texas about 4 years ago now. Yeah.
Was there a reason to do that? I mean, was there a purpose to move? I mean, where you were from and moving to Fort Worth?
Honestly, just that season had ended.
Yeah.
When you've done all that you can in an area, and it just feels like a natural progression, time to shift. It was, actually during COVID, and we were like, we wanted something different, a little more opportunity, a little more, land, a little more space, and just try something different,
We visited my sister-in-law, which is her sister, in Texas, visited her here. And we came out and we kind of just went and started looking at like houses, just going to find developments. And we fell in love, like, man, and we were like, hey, let's just move to Texas. And that's kind of
natural thing.
how
Now,
that went.
did you have kids then as well, or just came on your own?
Well, we had one.
Just one.
We had one
Just
child.
one child. Okay, awesome.
Yeah. So yeah, and now Ladda, he's always had a thing for fitness. Even before I met him, he was doing personal training and things like that, and he's always had that desire. I say I was a little late to the party.
Well, you can see Ladda's got those big old strong muscles there. He's been doing this for a long time. Now I want to make sure that the audience understands something here, guys. When I did your bio, I announced you as Wesley and Krystal, but you called him Ladda, and he called you KLadda. So tell us a little bit about that, because I want our guests our people to understand what that means.
All right, so of course my name is Wesley Ladda. So when I was in middle school, my best friend, he called me Ladda. Like, it was always known Wesley, but he just one day just called me Ladda, and I was like, and I just kind of stuck with me since I was a kid. But when me and her was doing our thing with the gym, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna be, of course I'm Ladda. I'm gonna be Ladda. And then so she came to me and was like, well, my name's gonna be KLadda. At first I was like, nah, I didn't like it. At first, I'm like, how you gonna be KLadda? I'm Ladda. So then after a while, when she started saying, I was like, it got a little ring to it. And then all the people, they loved it, and I was like, well, you win, you got it. So it was KLadda.
That's awesome. Man, I wanted all of our viewers to see that or hear that, because I thought that was quite interesting. Because that's kind of unusual, but I really, really like it. It really works for you guys too. It really works for you guys well. So yeah. Okay. So Krystal, tell me. Keep going.
Yeah. So just to piggyback what he said, I never knew his first name when we met. He introduced himself as Ladda. Yes. Like, nobody ever calls him by his first name. So I thought that was his first name, Ladda. And so when I found out his last name, it wasn't weird to me, because being in the military, you used to call people by their last name.
Yeah.
So
and the security background too, by last name.
Yeah. So yeah, but he's always been into fitness, and we were here in Texas, and I came across this guy named Bedros Keuilian, right, and started following him, and really kind of loved his content and the things that he talked about, really into fitness. And he's the founder of Fit Body Bootcamp. And so I was looking at opportunities, franchising opportunities, things that we could get into to kind of expound. Like, I've always had an entrepreneur spirit, right? And looking at fitness, and came across Fit Body Bootcamp, and I was like, hey, let me show you something. And this guy, he already knew about Bedros.
Yeah, 2011. This was like, what, 3 years before I met you. He actually was, he was doing Fit Body Bootcamp, but it was just him. It wasn't franchisable, right? So I was looking at his videos all the time back in 2011, 2012. And then I kind of fell off from it for some years. And then soon as she brought it to me, I was like as soon as I seen it, I was like, this is it. Like, this is what we're doing. Because I had already said prior that, hey, if he made this as a franchise, this would be pretty big. Wow. And then she brought it to me. So it was literally like a no-brainer. I just
so that's kind of a God thing in a way, because you guys, I mean, you didn't have any clue, Krystal, that he knew.
I never told her.
Right? No. And then that comes, see, that's amazing. I love how those synchronicities in life work. Right. Yeah. That's somebody telling you something, and those, something stuff like that happens. Now, let me see if I understand all this great. Okay. So you move to Texas, you don't have jobs, you're looking for a place to live, you find a place to live, And do you guys get jobs before you got into your franchise, or how did that all come about?
Yes. So we actually, our house was supposed to be done in March. We moved here thinking our house was going to be done, right?
Oh, yeah.
And it wasn't done. So it was literally what, a year after that?
We moved here in
Yes.
August. The house was supposed to be done in March, but it wasn't done until
September
August. Yeah, like the last day of August of the following year.
following year. Yeah.
So you were here a year and like several months before you
Yeah.
About
moved your
a
house.
year exactly.
Yeah.
Oh,
A year
wow.
So it was going from, Airbnbs, hotels, and in-laws. So
Oh,
yeah, it was crazy.
But that was.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we did have jobs. He was working security,
Security.
and I actually had my own styling, like wardrobe consulting business, and then I had started working for Neiman Marcus, and I just knew that, like, with my business, I kind of transitioned out of it because I felt like there was more. Like, it was not purposeful work.
Right.
It wasn't meaningful. And I felt like there was more that I was supposed to be doing. And so really wanted to, like, submit to the vision of what our family would be and to be
Love
on
that.
one accord with that. And so when we were looking at Fit Body Boot Camp, and we were like, okay, we want to serve our community. We want to be able, whatever it is that God has us to do, we want it to be a ministry form, right? We want to be able to be the extension of Christ, love on people while we're serving them, doing something that is impactful. And it was like, what's more impactful than helping people change their lives physically?
And we actually were doing serving at our church back home in Charlotte. So we were doing that anyway.
Right.
So it was just like,
Right.
hey, we're here in a new place. We got to find a way to get that going again,
Yeah.
and find that spot for us to be able to help
That's
and
beautiful.
minister to the people. Yeah.
Wow. Wow. So this whole thing's really about a ministry for you.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
really about
Absolutely.
serving people, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Fit Body Boot Camp's about serving people. So
Yes.
yeah, tell us how that happens.
Yeah. So we decide that we want to, pursue the franchise. We do some research. We really love like the people we met, the what it stood for. Fit Body Boot Camp, the workout sessions are only 30 minutes. So it just made a lot of sense to have a format like that and kind of engraft into that family, because we can kind of take away that time rebuttal. I mean, 30 minutes is 2% of our day, right?
Right.
And we love that as owners, we get the autonomy, we can make it what we want. And so, to us, our biggest thing is we want people to feel like family when they come through
Yeah.
our door.
Community feeling. Yeah.
Right.
Wow.
We never know what people are fighting outside. And so when they come in, we always tell people you can do the hard things and we're better together. So we celebrate people when their first time working out, when they hit their milestones. We make sure we celebrate on people. We encourage people and love on them. Now, don't get me wrong, you're gonna get a good workout in that 30 minutes.
I can say it's not going to be like easy stuff. I know.
Yeah.
I'm looking at Ladda. There's not going to be anything easy about it. That's for sure.
But I have fun though. I do
Yeah.
have fun. But that we serious about, like, your health and stuff like that, and helping them to become better. Because some people, they never worked out.
Right.
And it's like, hey, we can. They think it's just all this is hard. I'm like, it's going to be hard at the beginning, but once you get used to it and your body acclimates to everything, then you're going to be fine. So
Well, let me ask you this question then, for our viewers' sake. What does like a 30-minute workout look like and feel like? I mean, just briefly, kind of run through it.
Well, a lot of it is HIIT, so high intensity interval training. So the way it works is you come in, we do a warm up, we do a demo of what it will be. No 2 days are the same. Every day, the workout style, the workout movements are different, but we're still getting full body workouts. So we're doing strength training, upper and lower body, there's cardio, really a total complete workout. And so you get your warm up, go through the demo. We're hitting different stations. Some days there may be 4 stations, some days there may be 6. Yeah. And so we have different stations with different movements, different time blocks to do it. And then intervals of rest. And then we make it fun. Sometimes we will throw in what we call like an after party.
Or a halftime show.
Yeah, or like a halftime show. And it just really kind of intensifies the workout a little bit. Sometimes we do things like we'll play Ring of Fire. So we'll get into a circle, we'll play Ring of Fire, Johnny Cash, and we'll do something crazy like some squat holds or something that is intense, burpees, like
oh my God.
I don't like burpees.
Oh no. Well, so is this a group training? I mean,
it is.
Okay, so how many people do you typically have in a group?
So anywhere from 2 to 10 people, small personal group training fitness. We can accommodate.
We can accommodate for like 25.
Yeah.
Oh, can you really?
Yes.
Wow. Wow. So, and how many sessions do you do in a day? If my group training is 30 minutes and my 30 minutes is over and I'm done for the day, how many of those do you have during a day?
We have 5.
We have 5. We have 5 a day for the most part. Saturdays we have 2, and then Fridays we have 4.
Okay.
And then we have a Fit Body Forever program. So for all of our friends who are 60 and up, we have a program that is specifically designed for them. Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays, they come and hang out with us and get their workout on. We deal with everything from people who have issues with arthritis to sarcopenia to osteoporosis, and just helping them with their balance and their strength. And that's probably one of my favorites, because just seeing people who were not able to be as mobile, who are now doing things like getting up off the floor without assistance and having the mobility. So
that's got to be so rewarding to see that kind of thing happen after you've worked with people for a while. That's ministry, brother, sister. That is ministry, being able to help people get healthier and feel better about what this looks. Because it just doesn't improve the body, it improves the mental, it improves the spiritual, everything. When you're feeling better within your body, your spiritual is better too. And your mental is so much more clarity. So I love what you're doing. Now, so if you're do you have different levels of the workout session? So in other words, would you have age groups? Would you group them in ages? Because I know that as someone who might be over 60, work out with a 25-year-old is going to be kind of intense. I mean, they may want to work a little harder than I would work. How does that work?
Well, specifically, we have, so everybody who's 60 and up, they're all together.
Okay, I see.
So we don't even, they're not together. So we have the regular, people under 60, all in different groups. But we do have levels to the workout. So whatever the workout is, say you can't do a full burpee. We got like full body extension. So we always have different movements for those people who can't, so they can build up to those levels and get to the top, level of being able to do the workout. So that's how that is. So
I see how that works. Okay, cool.
Yes.
So if your workout, can you come to the gym anytime you want, or are you only supposed to come when you have your particular workouts?
Only sessions.
So
it's not an open gym.
It's not an open gym. That's good to know. Because some
Yeah.
people might think it might be an open gym, but it's not an open gym.
No.
Awesome. Well, let me ask you this. Both of you, you know what? We're gonna take a quick commercial break. How's that? Because I have a question I want to ask you. So
Okay.
Well, we're going to take a quick break. And when we return, I got a question I want to ask you a little bit more about the workouts and stuff, but we'll be right back to the Leader's Edge. Are you ready to elevate your organization with a team of transformational leaders? Do you want to attract and nurture top talent while enhancing communication and productivity across generations? Hi, I'm Steve Steele, co-host of The Leader's Edge, and your coach with the Maxwell Leadership Team. My program equips leaders with essential skills and resources to lead, coach, and communicate effectively, ensuring everyone thrives. With tailored insights and proven strategies, I'm here to help your entire organization succeed. So reach out today at growthinleadership@gmail.com or visit johncmaxwellgroup.com/Steve Steele. Hey everyone, welcome back to The Leader's Edge. I'm Steve Steele, your host, and with our special guest today, coaches Wesley and Krystal Ladda, also known as Ladda and KLadda. So
Can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Oh, nope. Can't hear.
Talk. Can you hear me? Well. Happen often, but sometimes StreamYard has these effects where you go off and you come back and you can't hear. People can't hear. So what we might try is this, Krystal. Nico, let's put her in the chat. Let's have Krystal go and turn hers off and come back on, and then kind of go from that direction. Off, and when we come back in,
there we go.
Oh, now we can hear.
There we go.
Well, I was trying to explain to everybody what was happening. I don't know if they heard me or not, but I kind of went off a couple times off screen. Sometimes when StreamYard, when it updates and stuff, sometimes it'll have a little glitch in it, and it's happened to us before. So if that happens, usually the studio knows what to do. It'll take a minute or two to get it all worked out, but yeah. Anyway, great. I'm glad you're back. Okay, so no worries. This is the kind of stuff that happens on live. I mean, if we weren't live, we could edit all this out. No one ever knows. I love doing it live because it's just real. It's just a lot more real, right? It's just a lot more real.
For sure.
So we were talking a little bit about your sessions and different things like that. And you have different sessions that are different levels, right? For different people. So tell me what a typical level would look like for a person that's in their 20s coming to, and you keep men and women separate, or how do you do that?
Everybody.
No, we're all together. Yeah. So it doesn't matter if, someone is their first time ever working out, or, they like to run triathlons, for sport. We all come together, and there's always progressive and regressive movement. So like Ladda was saying, if the movement is a burpee and a person is not quite comfortable with that, or they have a limitation, we work with it. So maybe they do a full body extension instead, but they're still doing it for the same amount of time. Or, if they want to do a speed burpee, or, so there are very different variations of the movements, as well as when we're using weights, different weights, that people will use. Someone may be able to do a chest press with 20 pounds while someone else is using 8 pounds.
Nice.
So it's very customized within that small group.
And we adapt as we see they need be. We'll adapt with the client.
Yeah, because sometimes I imagine you have somebody come in and they, a guy will come in and say he thinks he might be able to work better if he has more weight on, and he gets into it. It's like, maybe you need to back off that weight a little bit, right? To get better as professionals and as coaches, you guys know what to look for in that kind of situation. And you guys know exactly what type of weight a person should be using, or what type of exercise a person should be doing. Am I correct in that?
Yes, in that proper form. We're really big on form, because we don't want anyone injuring themselves or hurting themselves. And a lot of times if you don't understand what muscle you're working or how to properly have that form as a recipe for injury.
Yeah, and we're actually on the floor with the
Oh, are
clients
you? That's
coaching.
awesome.
So
Mhm.
as we
Okay.
see things, we correct it as we see it. So
Ah,
we're actually on the floor helping them as they're doing the workout. So that's the great thing about Fit Body Boot Camp.
yeah, that's beautiful. So Wesley or Ladda, I'll call you Ladda.
There we go.
Yeah, I know that Wesley probably sounds kind of funny to you, but Ladda. So I can see, you're buffed up, you're pretty strong. You've been doing weightlifting a lot, right?
Yeah, I'm actually a bodybuilder as well too. So I've done
Bodybuilding.
shows and stuff like that.
Well,
So
have you really? That's
so I
amazing.
have that. Trying to get acclimated here in Texas with the Natural organization. I was doing it back
Oh,
home at like with the MPC, which is the guys who use different enhancements. I would say.
yeah, yeah.
So yeah, I've been doing that since 2017.
But make
Is
it
that
clear
right?
you don't use them.
But I don't. That's what I said.
No, I'm going to make that clear. You don't use enhancements. You don't use
Oh
enhancements.
no,
Now you
no.
can't be. You couldn't be doing that. So anyway, so a lot with the training that when you got into Fit Body, okay.
Mhm.
I mean, you got into this franchise,
Right.
and when you new to a franchise, you really don't know how it works. How did you get into the training of it? And Krystal, he's had more background, I would think, right?
Right.
And you had to catch up.
Mhm.
How
Mhm.
did that look? Because I want to know how that worked out.
Well, the funny part is, so I was thinking the same thing. I've been doing it for years, and her being new to the the fitness world and fitness community. You know, at first I thought it was going to be like kind of hard for her to kind of catch up. She was doing her thing.
I'm a quick step.
So the crazy part is the whole time we were doing our, getting the gym situated, trying to get it built out. She was behind the scenes doing the work while I still was doing armed security. So
Ah,
she was doing her study. So
okay.
once we started, it's like it's like she had been there. I was
Wow.
really impressed. And we actually went up to Detroit at the headquarters of Fit Body, and we had a
Did
whole
you?
little thing with a lot of other owners there, and
Mm-hmm.
they were showing us all the different moves. And she was a rock star. I can't even lie. So she picked it up
That
pretty fast, and
that is
now it's like
amazing.
we like this now.
Yeah, that's amazing. That is amazing.
Yeah,
Because learning the whole franchise part of it, learning to study the all of the different processes that you have in the gym itself, teaching people all the things that they need to learn. That's a lot of stuff to
yeah,
learn. Plus the business itself,
yeah.
right? That's tough, right?
Trial
Now
by fire.
you guys
Admin
are
part, yeah.
trial. Okay, we're going to talk about that fire because I tell you what, no one gets to where they're going without fire. It just
Hmm.
happens. It's tough, right?
Right.
Entrepreneurship is probably one of the most difficult things for people to dive into because you're at times and you're alone. You feel like you're all alone, right?
Yeah.
And there's nobody helping you. And you got Fit Body to turn to for any kind of information you may need, but that doesn't help you when you're at home and you need customers to come into your business, right?
Yeah.
Tell us about the main word. Let's just do it this way. You guys didn't start out with 100 people walking in the door. Yeah, I really wish you did probably, but I know I've had a little bit of conversation with Krystal. You guys didn't have 100 people. Tell me how you got this thing started and what's been happening to, because I know it's tough. It's tough.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. So we initially were supposed to open our doors last June 2nd of 2025.
So you
Mhm.
haven't been open a year yet.
So it was supposed to, right, we have not been open a year yet.
Yeah.
So we found a building in like
January.
February, and signed the lease, and we got hooked up with a contractor who was not integral, not honest, and
Just to say it the nice way, right?
yeah. So I mean, he stole a lot of money from us. He including money for our exterior signs, which anyone who has ever opened a brick and mortar location knows that getting an exterior sign is expensive.
Yep, it sure is. It sure is.
So he never even finished the job. He just completely ghosted us.
Yeah.
took our money off, ran into the sunset, and
40,000.
yeah,
Oh my
and
goodness. That's a hard
yeah,
hit. That's a hard hit.
yeah, and I mean, by the grace of God, like our brother in Christ, he was able to really jump in and kind of help us. But and then we ended up having so many delays with this city and like with the architect designer. I mean, it was a nightmare.
And we actually had 80 something.
Well, we were the whole
Really? Wow.
the whole thing is like, so we put in X amount of money for the initial marketing with headquarters, and it should produce, at least 100 people opening up. We had around 80 or so. And then through all the delays, we live in a society where people want what they want now. It's very much microwave society. Like, we want it now, and so we did not end up opening our doors until late October, and we wasn't even sure we were going to be able to open. I mean,
the delays.
The delays really crushed us in a sense, and we just didn't know what was going to happen because we were just dealing with so much, trying to get it finished, dealing with the city and all these different variables. And by the grace of God, we finally got open in October. But when we opened with only 25 people.
Yeah.
So, and it has been a dogfight since. I mean, to get people in the door. Even the people who were signed up, they just lost interest. They, other things happen, life happened. And because of the money that had to be paid out through the whole process, even through the delays, even when, when it was stolen from us and taken and all these things, we never was able to quite catch up. Yeah. And so even now, still today, it is by the grace of God that we are still open. We have done a lot of grassroots stuff. We've done things with the chamber. We've even had to do a GoFundMe to be able to pay the rent to keep our doors open for the gym, which was really tough. Ladda, he went back to work to his full-time job. I was my job, I was working with the government, and so that wasn't an option to go back to, but he was able to go back for a little bit. But it was, and still is, like, it is a dogfight getting people through. And of course, the saying, you have to have money to make money. Yeah. And even like we've dealt with different marketing companies. We dealt with one and they promised us, X, Y, and Z, and did not deliver. And so it was a waste of money, a waste of time. And now it's like, we don't have the capital to give to another marketing company. So we've been doing a lot of grassroots, a lot of things, on our own. And it has been, I feel like when entrepreneurs say that it's tough or it's hard, that is an extreme understatement. Because nobody prepares you for all the different things, right? No one said, hey, ask these questions when you're vetting a contractor, ask these questions when you're looking for a brick and mortar building with the city, like what it's going to take from permitting and all these different things, right? And so we literally learned trial by fire, like I said, and it was a test of our faith also. Absolutely. Because there were days where I was just laying prostrate in front of the Lord, just like, God, what is happening? Like, you did not bring us this far just to drop us in the deep end and for it to fail. Right. So what is happening? And literally, Steve, like when I tell you that every month there has been some miracle, something happened that has allowed us to stay open another month, that's allowed us to stay open another day. Yeah. And we literally had people telling us to quit, that we should close up shop and go get regular jobs again. And I was like, you don't know who you're talking to. First of all, I'm a child of the Most High,
Right.
of God, right?
That's
We're children of God. So that's not going to happen. And
Nope.
second of all, whenever God tells us that this season is over, we will never be able to say we did not do everything in our power
Exactly.
to keep our doors open. They will have to drag us out with the couches.
Absolutely. You know, God will never give you a dream that he doesn't make a way for you to achieve that dream.
Yeah.
He just doesn't give dreams out. So so that he can like, ha ha ha, you couldn't do it. He doesn't do that. That's not how he operates. And I want to say this because I believe this. We are heirs to the kingdom. We're a child of God. We have the authority by the rights of the Son and the blood covenant of Jesus Christ. We have that authority to expect God to work in a way in our life because we're his children. I mean, your kids, they come up to you and they say, you know what, Dad, I need something. Mom, I need something. And you know what? We end up typically we give it to them because we love them. God's the very same way. He will take care of our needs. And I absolutely love that because you guys, you are living that. You are living that. And that is so, so beautiful because a lot of people will give up and quit, but your faith has carried you through. And that's amazing because faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. And just because you haven't seen it doesn't mean it's not there.
Right.
It is there. Wow, that's beautiful. That is beautiful. I love that. Well, we're going to get into another part, something new that you're doing, right? And I really want to get into this because I'm kind of excited. I can tell you guys are excited too. So, right. So we're going to get into that. So let's talk about what you guys are married entrepreneurs. And there's a lot of other people out there who are married entrepreneurs. Now, we have about 3 minutes before we go to a commercial break. So briefly, just give us an overview of what greatness is. So let's talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, so Ladda to Greatness is our offshoot. We're helping people at the gym in their physical bodies, and we wanted to really use our story and our experiences to help other people who are like us in their entrepreneurial journey. And so Ladda to Greatness is something that we cultivated and came up with for other married entrepreneurs just to help to lead to have a healthy family and maintain that healthy marriage while they are doing whatever their journey is. We know that the enemy hates marriage and he hates prosperity, right? And so when you're doing both of those together as married entrepreneurs, he is going to attack. And so we really wanted to create a space for other married entrepreneurs to teach them how to get through maintaining that healthy marriage, that healthy family, and still maintaining being healthy business partners.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, that's beautiful. So who came up with the idea, or did you guys come up with it together?
Yeah, we kind of both did it together, and we wanted to utilize the Ladda name. So
I love it.
It worked out perfect.
That sounds beautiful. Well, we're going to take a quick commercial break, okay, guys? And when we get back, we're going to get into a little bit more about what Ladda to Greatness is, all right? And I don't expect you to give it away because we want people to really be involved in it. But let's talk about it and get the interest in let people know exactly what you're doing, okay? So we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back to the Leader's Edge.
All right, podcasters, let's be honest for a second. If your show sounds like it was recorded inside of a tin can, in your cousin's basement, in a van down by the river with your dog barking in the background, it's time for an upgrade. That's where 216 Creator Studios comes in, the home of real production, real people who actually know what all those shiny buttons do. They've got pro mics, top-tier editing, and lighting that makes everyone look like they slept 8 hours, even if you didn't. Whether you're just starting out or you've been podcasting since people were still saying, smash that like button, give me a thumbs up. 216 Creator Studio helps you sound crisp, confident, and ready for the big leagues. So stop recording in your car, stop arguing with your USB mic, and get into 216 Creator Studios, where your podcast finally sounds as good as you think it does.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the Leader's Edge. I'm Steve Steele, your host, with our special guest today, coaches Ladda and KLadda. Oh, wow, beautiful guys. So we talked a little bit about the last segment, a little bit about the struggles you've gone through.
Mhm.
Now I'm going to ask you a question, and on the Leader's Edge, we try to be as real and raw as possible. And you know what? You guys have been very real and very raw, and you've told us some of the things that you've gone through, the struggles you've gone through. But because of what you're doing with Ladda to Greatness, did you see when you were going through all of this with your business, did you see how it affected your marriage personally? And is that what really brought you to the fact that, we really want to talk about this Ladda to Greatness? I mean, did you see an attack happening there as well? Because I can imagine the stresses that you're both under.
Oh man.
Mhm.
Yeah, the devil tried. But
Oh yeah.
I think going back, I say, what was it, a year, no, less than a year when we moved here, the stresses of, moving and not, being in a place that we've never been before, trying to find work and all that. Throughout that, I went through some stress and mental stuff with me. First time ever in my life, where I was having panic attacks and went to the hospital and everything, and dealing with that adversity is something that I've never dealt with. Understanding that the mental part, the physical thing, you can kind of get over, with the mental aspect of it was hard to overcome. So by me going through that and having the, faithful God is going to get me through it, this it had me prepared and ready. So when this was going on, I was always positive, like, hey, this stress is not gonna, gonna get me again, not gonna take me down again. So I was more so focused on, hey, this happened. Now how do I fix it? This is going through, let's talk it out, let's figure it out. So it was a little more, I wouldn't say easier, but I was prepared for all that adversity and everything that
Wow.
we went through that. So I stayed positive the whole
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, go ahead, Krystal. Go ahead, share.
Oh, I was just going to piggyback. And definitely can see through the process, and I mean, we're still going through, right?
We
No,
never
we
stop,
never
do we?
arrive.
Right, you
But
never arrive.
yeah, and but definitely can see areas where, if left unchecked, it is the Bible tells us, don't leave any room for the enemy.
Right.
And so there are definitely areas that they're left unchecked that he can get in and expose and do what the devil does best. So
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, and I heard something the other day too, that the evil one, the Satan, the devil, however you want to call him, he doesn't have a whole lot of power. He's got power over one thing, and that's deception. He can deceive you. That's what he did to Adam and Eve in the very beginning. He can deceive you. And if we're not careful on this, like you said, Krystal, if we leave things unchecked, he gets in there, weasels his way in there, and there's a deception that takes place, a lie, for he's a liar, right? He's a liar. The deception takes place in there.
Yeah.
So Ladda to Greatness, the framework is to help this kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
To move couples into a direction that's going to be more prosperous. So talk to us a little bit about the framework of Ladda to Greatness.
Yeah, so we have kind of two different funnels for that. So we are starting with actually launching a 5-day couples reset. And then we have our actual 6-week LADDA Framework course. And so with that 6-week course, every week we will talk about a different one. Again, like we were saying, the LADDA is an acronym. We'll discuss a different letter. And it's biblically based. So everything we do, we want to make sure that we acknowledge God and all of that, because people don't know that the Bible actually talks a lot about, business,
He does.
So we use those biblical principles to really help married couples to get that foundation, to give them the help and the pointers that they need to invest back into their marriage and their family, and to make sure that we are separating our time properly, because it's a lot when you work together, you live together, you do life together. And so there has to be healthy breaks. There has to be almost like a compartmentalization. And so what we are going to provide to all of our wonderful entrepreneurial married couples, or couples in general, is just how to do that, how to navigate life and business with keeping God first, and without like just completely shattering your world. Because this journey, I mean, marriage alone is tough, right?
Work.
And it can break a lot of people.
Yeah.
It can break a lot of people. And so just everything that we have been through, we wanted to present it in a way that it wasn't coming from a place of like trauma dumping, but a place of victory, a place of this is how we can help you. Because how different our journey could have been, if we had that same thing. So there are a lot of people, and it doesn't matter like whether someone is opening a ice cream shop or a gym, or they're starting their own ministry, a husband and wife starting a church, or whatever their entrepreneurial journey looks like. The foundation remains the same, the principles remains the same, and the fact remains the same, that we need to learn how to still build our professional lives while not letting our personal lives crumble.
Right.
Oh, I love that. You say I'm so in tune with that, because at the same time I'm creating my own content called Thinking for a Change. And it is about the same thing as, taking neuroscience and taking biblical principle and tying the two together. Because I tell you what, God had a handle on this long before man did in science. He had a handle on it, and he ties it all together. And I just absolutely love how the mind works and how we can help people. And that's why I'm a coach, is to help people understand adversity, and it's going to come. It is going to happen regardless. You're going to have those things happen. But how you work through that, through the processes that you can take your mind through, and through the hope that you have in the Word of God, and then how you can how you can have also support at the same time is critical when you're going through what you guys are going through, what other couples are going through, what other entrepreneurs are facing, or even business leaders are facing, because we're all in this. We're all in this together. That's the thing. And what we don't like to do is what we do like to do is hide. We don't like to put that. We like to hide and say everything is just fine, and we know good and well everything's not just fine.
Right.
And how you get through that. That's why I love what you're doing with Greatness to Ladda. That's absolutely beautiful, 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 beautiful. So when does the program start? How do people get involved with the program? Can they come into the gym and sign up there? I mean, how does it all work?
Absolutely. If you want to come and get your workout on, and then we talk about other things, 1,000%.
I love that.
Yeah, but even if a person doesn't come into the gym, you can go to LADDA.com, LADDA, 2 is TO, and then greatness.com. And you can see there our first 5-day couple reset is actually going to be our first one as a beta challenge, and that will start on July 13th. Okay. So if
what's a beta challenge? What's a beta?
So it's just our first one. So this is our first. Right. Yeah, this will be our first crack at it for the 5-day challenge. So any married entrepreneur who is like, okay, this resonates, I like them a little bit, I know we need some help. You can sign up. July 13th will be our very first 5-day couple reset challenge. Yes. And we also just launched our YouTube as well. So we'll have a YouTube channel, Ladda to Greatness. All of our social media handles, Facebook and Instagram, Ladda to Greatness as well. So there's plenty of ways to reach out to us. And we just, in the same vein as when we're at the gym,
Yeah.
we just want to serve other people and help other people. We're both great cheerleaders.
It's all about
Yeah.
serving.
Isn't
Yes.
it really? And and it's about serving people in health. It's about serving people in fitness. It's about serving people spiritually. I mean,
All the
physical,
lines.
it's right. All of the lines, the spiritual, the physical, the mental, that's all part of it, right? And so
Right.
you guys are covering every single part of it. And I absolutely love that. Now, Ladda to Greatness is a separate, different program from Body Fit, right? Or Fit Body.
Fit Body.
Because you guys, you don't tie it together anyway, do you?
No, so those are two separate entities. So the physical portion is the Fit Body Boot Camp, our gym, and then our this Ladda to Greatness, the Ladda Framework is its own. Yep, it's more so a mental, spiritual reset. Yes.
Well, I love that approach because, like I said before, it's really about all three, right? The physical, the mental, and the spiritual.
Yes.
And the thing about it is, I think sometimes some people, I've been going on a very, very strong spiritual journey myself in the past year. And I'll tell you, a lot of people that I talk to, they know that there's a spiritual part, but I'm going to tell you, if you want to find power in your life, you're going to find it in the spiritual part of your life.
Absolutely.
That's where you're going to find power. If you want things to move forward, you're going to find it in the spiritual part of your life. Because what that does is that changes your mindset. It dictates also the fitness part too, because people have that mindset of, I need to get better. I need to get better in shape, or I need to do that. It also affects the mental. Oh my gosh, the mental part of it is so critical, and when we have that spiritual connection, and I love that's what you guys are doing. That's just absolutely beautiful, especially when you're married and you have it together. That's so important, right?
Yeah,
that is so important because the way that men think and the way that women think are two different ways of thinking.
Right.
Putting those two together with the Word of God in hand and learning how to process that in a spiritual way makes all the difference in the world.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to be
better than one.
That's right. I want to hear about some of your biggest successes, though, you've had. Tell me one of your biggest successes.
One of the biggest successes at the gym, I would say, wow. Okay, so we had, there is a lady who actually is a part of our Forever program. So
but she's got to be over 60. Okay.
Yeah. And when she came to us, she was not able to get up off the floor without assistance. We had to, have like a box there to help her be able to get up and down the floor. And now, one day she was like, watch this. And she got up off the floor with no box. And now she's up and down off the floor with no box, no assistance.
Wow.
She is just killing it. And that's just one of many. There's so many. Someone told us they had the best blood work they've had in like 20 years.
Is that right?
Yeah, just from.
And she only was there for a month.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow. Yeah, so we've had a lot of great stories that have just been so inspiring to us to keep going and keep fighting. And I'll tell you this, Steve, in my prayer time, I was like, God, what about, this person and that person we helped in this community we're building and all these things with the gym. And, what happens if we have to close our doors? And oh my gosh, the Holy Spirit, he just told me, he said, they don't belong to you. Our assignment is to steward the people that he placed in front of us well. It doesn't matter if it's one person or 100 people.
That's right.
Our job is to steward them well and to give them the best that we got and do well with them while we have them. It doesn't matter what the time frame is because they don't belong to us.
Right.
And that was very sobering. And we have been able to kind of, have a different thought process after that revelation. But it's a a really challenging thing when you see all these great things happen, to be faced in a situation where we are, but just knowing that regardless, like, nothing is wasted,
Right.
you know.
He
Nothing.
didn't take us this far to leave us. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, he did not. He
Right.
did not. And I'm telling you, that's amazing. I love your faith. I love your walk. I love what you guys are doing. And I'm just, I'm going to be keeping you guys in my prayers, because that means, and you know what? I'm just down the street from you guys. So I'm going to come see
Yes.
you. We'll
Oh,
visit,
yeah.
chat a little bit, right?
Yes.
So you know what, guys? I've thoroughly enjoyed this conversation. Thank you for pouring your hearts out to our
Thank you.
people. And if you're in North Richland Hills area, you need to get out there and get to Fit Body and work
Yes.
with Ladda and KLadda, because they are amazing people. They are amazing people. Get out there, go do your thing, and get with them, because they know what's going on. All right. Thank you guys so much. I
Thank
just want to
Steve,
Thank you for this
Absolutely.
opportunity.
Oh, of course. So next week on The Leader's Edge, please join me. We're going to dive into a world of my friend and colleague, Mr. U. Hearing his amazing story from orphanage after orphanage and foster home after foster home, let's learn how he overcame and the leadership principles he applied to his life. So get ready for that inspiring episode. And just as a reminder, you can find The Leader's Edge on Apple Music, Spotify, YouTube, or wherever you listen to your favorite podcast. If you find value in these conversations, please hit the subscribe or follow to stay connected. I wanted to say thank you to all our listeners and friends, because without you, The Leader's Edge would not be possible. I'm so grateful to have you here and so excited to connect with you guys next time. So bye, everyone. Have a great day.